Hey, Bliss'ner. I am popping in here today. I'm not even sure if this is how long this video is going to be. Like, I don't even know if this is going to be like a podcast episode or what. I'm just showing up for you today because I've had some conversations today that I feel like you need to hear. I just got off a call with my podcast coach, Allison Hare, who's amazing. And if you ever want to start a podcast, she's your girl. But I just got off a call with her, and I've been working with her for a couple of months. And the conversation today, like the flow of the conversation today, was so elevated. It was so high energy. And it was because I was in such high energy. And we started kind of looking at the progress that I've made since we started working together. And here's the thing, I get asked all the time, how do I like download all the ideas that I download? I get asked questions like, how do you integrate the personal development principles into your actual life? Like, how do you apply it? How do you think of these things? You know, how does this happen? And the answer is that I live in it daily. Like I am constantly living this work. I live it not only because I teach it, but I live it because I invest in myself. I invest in coaches. I invest in masterminding. I spend time, and then I implement the work, not perfectly by any stretch of the imagination, but I implement the work of constantly upgrading my identity, my habits, my well-being, my thoughts, like expanding myself. And as I was on this call with my podcast coach, she was like, I'm so proud of you for the work that you've been doing and how like you keep showing up and you keep elevating the experience. And like, she was like, she was praising me for that. And we were coming up with these ideas, these incredible ideas of how I could be of service to my audience and in service to my coaching clients. And I was just like, right? My brain is on fire. And I thought to myself, this is why you have to invest in the hub. This is why. This is why you invest in coaching programs like the Bliss'ner Hub. Because there is something energetically powerful and shifting when you show up for a call and you get coached and you are in community and you dip your feet into the well of personal development, right? Like you dip yourself into personal development. You go into the work. And then when you do that for yourself, then you come back out and you become better for everyone around you. You become contagious. You become inspirational. You become a role model. You start liking yourself better. And then other people like you more, right? Like it's just, there's something so powerful. I have clients that come to me all the time and they're like willing to invest in their kids, for example. Like if your kid has a problem, you're going to pay for therapy, you're going to pay for coaching, you're going to pay for any program, extracurricular, sleepaway camp, college tutoring, like you will pay for anything to help your children thrive. If something is going on, if there's a business course, you'll take a business course. Like there's certain things that you'll do because they're elevating things. Maybe they'll make you more money, or they're going to help your kid, or they're going to help you lose weight. So it's like, you'll invest in like a GLP-1 or something like that. But sometimes you hesitate to invest in a space or in a container that just helps you live better for you. It's not about your kids. It's not about making more money. I mean, although most of my clients end up making so much more money when they work with me, but it's like, that's not what it's for, right? It's not like to build a landing page or a website or whatever. But you don't want to indulge in that. You're afraid of like overindulging. You're afraid of being selfish. You're afraid that you're using your resources and your money for something that maybe you don't exactly know what the return is. Well, the return is you live in breakthrough. The return is you upgrade your identity. The return is that when you become a person who enjoys their life, who loves their life, who is doing the work, is living with rituals and with rhythms and with routines and with habits that are supportive and improve your well-being, your kids do better. Your marriage does better. Your work does better. Your clients see you better. That's the thing. So I'm like on top of the world today because of the work that I've invested in. Like I didn't, I hired my podcast coach to help me tweak a few things in the podcast. But because I was in that container with her, and because I'm doing all the work and I show up and I show up and I show up and I'm like constantly elevating, the experience is expanded. And we go from like just the core foundational things to daring bigger, right? Just daring. And I think a large part of that has to do with the way that I show up. And I want to teach you how to do that in your own life, the way that you show up for your business, for your clients, for your family, for your husband or wife, for your kids, for yourself. It's like I want to teach you how to become a person who integrates, doesn't just passively listen to things, but integrates into their life, integrates personal development, stoicism, spirituality, science, these principles, applies them, implements them into their life so that you feel like an integrated person, not just a person who sees a good quote on Instagram and is like, oh, that sounds nice, but my circumstances are different. Or I wish I could do that, but I can't for this reason. So I want you to join the hub. I think it's going to be a great experience for you. We are kicking off on Monday, August 4th. This is the time to do it. I want you there on Monday, ready to rock. We are going to change the way you live your life completely. We are going to change the way you live your life. We are going to incorporate rhythms and routines and rituals and expansive thinking. We're going to give you access to frameworks that you can integrate into your personal well being, and then you can become contagious and a role model. And that is the biggest gift you can give to your family or to your business or to yourself. I hope you'll join us. All you have to do is go to www.carolinedeposada.com/hub and join. The link will be in the show notes also. And I look forward to seeing you. Bye.